Watch this Trump supporter's head spiral as he tries to define this word.
What about woke? What does woke mean to you?
Well, woke, the woke part of in a problem way is that the people are trying to follow a lot of promiscuity and be very promiscuous, which brings people to commit a lot of sins.
Who's saying to be promiscuous? Who's saying to do drugs?
The communists, the indoctrination, they're guiding the people to be promiscuous. They're guiding the people to distance themselves from God. And they're yelling them since they're little kids. So this is the part of indoctrination that people don't quickly understand.
And where are these communists?
Everywhere in America, in politics, in churches, in school districts, in school boards.
Do you ever think that you're fighting a foe that's not really there?
No, the fight is there.
Promiscuity. I love his accent. I really do. Seems like a nice enough guy. I love promiscuity. But then he blames promiscuity on communism, which is what MAGA's doing now. They're trying to put everything on communism. So people being promiscuous, communism. Gun control, communism. It's raining outside, communism.
That could happen to America. Do you agree?
Oh yes, it started happening. I mean, they want to take the guns of the police. They did that in Chile. Guess what? The police people die and killed by the citizens, by the socialists, by the communists. To me, be left be a communist. That's
right. Oh, thank you so much for your time.
See, there you go. Communists, they're going to take your guns. They're going to do everything. They're coming at you. Watch as Trump paints communists as the boogeyman.
And you're not going to be allowed. You're all going to be thrown into a communist system. It's a communist system. You're going to be thrown into a system where everybody gets health care.
Health care for everybody? Oh, no. What are we going to do? People are going to be healthy. Oh, man. Listen, end of the day, we know what they're doing, and we know what they intend to do.
Using federal law in Section 212F of the Immigration and Nationality Act, I will order my government to deny entry to all communists and all Marxists. So we're going to keep foreign Christian-hating communists, Marxists, and socialists out of America. We're keeping them out of America.
So there you go. Donnie's taking communists, Marxists, and socialists, throwing them all in together. And he goes, if you're not a Christian capitalist, we're going to deport you under my administration. Now, it sounds like a lot of bloviating from Donald Trump, who just talks and talks and talks, and we don't know if there's policies that he could actually do to implement these kinds of things. But now we know that there are policies. Project 2025, please pause this video, Google Project 2025, give it a read. They are giving more and more power to the presidency. So ultimately, if Trump and his administration, if he were to win, decided to, they could start deporting people on just random things that they didn't like. So if a late night talk show host make fun of Donald Trump, he could say, that guy's a socialist, that guy's a communist, let's deport him. And you think I'm joking, but it's true, because that's what totalitarian dictators do. Now, the same way that those people we saw in the videos were afraid because that lady had come from Chile, and she said that in Chile it became a dictatorship and the police, they took the guns away from the police. I come from Iran, which is now the Islamic Republic of Iran. It's a totalitarian state. And what I've seen is when you mix religion with politics, you end up in a totalitarian state, which is what Project 2025 and the Heritage Foundation and the people on the right want. And Donald Trump is a useful idiot for them, because he'll go along and he doesn't care. He's got a big ego, and he wants to stamp out opposition. So what do? They create this boogeyman, communism. Communism's coming to get you. Kamala's a communist. They're calling her a communist. California's communist. California, where Kamala Harris was the attorney general and then was the senator for California, is one of the top markets in the world. It's one of the top economies in the world. It's one of the most capitalistic places in the world. Yes, we have higher taxes than some of the other states. Do I like paying taxes? No. But if I can pay taxes and help build infrastructure and advance my country, then we should all be for it. If I could get free healthcare for all, if everybody could have healthcare so we have less health problems, why not? If people could have free education, why not? Look at some of these countries that we call socialists that are so bad, that are places like all the Nordic countries, your Swedens, your Norways, these places where they actually provide for their citizens. Because the fact is, this whole boogeyman of communism is so just ridiculous, and yet MAGA is buying it. Communism died with the Soviet Union. They tried it, it didn't work out. Even Russia now is not communist. And the fact is, America at its core is a capitalistic country. Right now, the stock market is higher than it's ever been. The billionaires are richer than they've ever been. This is not going to become, it's impossible for this country to become a communist country. If you don't believe me that we're a capitalistic society, just look back and see during the Trump administration, who was the most effective in terms of getting things done? When it came to shutting down, let's say, when we shut down for COVID, going into COVID, we didn't know if we should shut down, we shouldn't shut down. And the original shutdown happened because the NBA decided to shut down. If you all remember Rudy Gobert, who was a player in the NBA, they said that he had COVID, he was being interviewed, and then on his way out, he touched everyone's microphone and he ran out. And then that night, they shut down the NBA. NBA is a private organization. It's a company. It's basically, it's not a government-run entity. And once they shut down, then the dominoes fell and everyone else realized, oh, we should shut down and try to control COVID. Now, you can debate whether we should have stayed shut down as long as we did or not. That's different. But who actually pulled the trigger to shut down was the NBA, a private entity. It was not the government originally that said, let's shut it down. Let's remember that. Donald Trump, they tried impeaching him. They impeached him twice because of things that he did that the government was set up to actually take control of and actually be able to deal with. He got impeached twice, but he kept going. He kept going. He kept going. And really what shut him up was when Twitter and Facebook and all the other social media apps that are private companies took him off. That's when he got quiet and he went away. So let's not forget, we're a capitalistic society at the heart. This country will not become a communist country. And the policies that are being introduced by the Democrats are not communist policies. For example, this whole thing of debt forgiveness for students that went to college, that are struggling, that are trying to get out from under their debt. If a country can't help build the middle class, then what are we doing? Because what's happening ultimately is the Republicans are in the pockets of all of the corporations and the billionaires, and they're saying, hey, we don't want to forgive the debt. We want to get our money back. Don't forget the debt. This is not good. And then they're convincing people that could benefit from debt forgiveness to be upset about it. They're convincing people that could benefit from free health care to be upset. Remember, they were fighting the Affordable Care Act when it was called Obamacare? They were fighting it. We don't want health care. No, it's bad. It's communist. Now that they have it, a lot of them going, oh, wow, thank God I got health care where I'm not going to get kicked off because I had a pre-existing condition. So companies, corporations are highly powerful. They will not give up that power. And this whole boogeyman that they've created with this communist thing is such mumbo jumbo. It's ridiculous. So I don't know what these people are talking about. They're looking for ways to attack the Democrats. Any policy the Democrats put forward, they seem to just reject because they say, oh, well, that's just going to lead to communism. Oh, you want to do some gun control laws? Some actually gun control laws that even gun owners are supportive of? Some background checks? Communism. It's very easy to just call it that. But it's such an old thing. So I'm hoping the young people aren't falling for this. If you're young and watching this, or if you have somebody who's young, let them know this whole term of communism in this country become communist is not going to happen. It's a capitalistic society. Even the Democrats in Congress are in the pockets of corporations. Corporations are paying millions and millions of dollars into this election. There was something called Citizens United. You can look that up in 2010, which allowed corporations to donate a ton of money to elections. So corporations are running. If anything, we're too heavy on the capitalism. We need to dole out a little bit more assistance to those that are in the middle class so that they can come up too. That's the truth. Look at the income disparity. Look at these billionaires who are afraid right now, these tech billionaires who are supporting Trump because they're afraid of paying 1%, 2% more taxes. God forbid you have to have generic brand tequila. God forbid. Stop it with this crap. communism. No. Find some real, if they came at you with real arguments that made real sense, you could listen to them. If somebody says communism, just go like this. Talk to the hand, because the face don't understand. I'm comedian Maz Jobrani. I've got a special on YouTube. It's called The Birds and the Bees. I want you to check it out. If you like it, tell your friends. If you don't like it, you're a communist.